Hi, I'm Tim Aubrey from DMAD Mammals Research Association, and welcome to the third lesson in our third course, which is for intermediate QGIS users. Today we're going to be looking at slope aspect, which is basically the direction of the slope. And there's a number of reasons we might want to use this in marine biology, and I'm going to talk you through them. Okay, so in this lesson we're going to talk about another really simple, but again in my opinion, underutilized technique which can give us a lot of information about our raster and can be really useful in our survey design. So we're already aware that we've got mountain ranges running from the northwest to the southeast on this raster, purely from when we created our other data. But you know, if we were to look at this raster without knowing that information, then it's quite difficult to tell which directions the slopes are facing. So why is it important knowing which direction the slopes are facing? Well, if we were to design a transect, so a survey transect for a survey to calculate abundance or density estimations, then generally we want to do it in a zigzag line off the coast. But we want to, if we're going to sort of do it in the best possible way, the best practice, then we want to do it perpendicular to any contours we have and perpendicular to any slopes we have. So say we had a slope, it's not completely unusual to have slopes that run in a different direction to the coast. So say we had a slope running north-south here, then it's actually more important that we do our transect perpendicular to this slope rather than perpendicular to the coastline. So it can be really useful. Today we're going to look at it in a terrestrial example because it means we don't have to download hundreds of files for the lessons, but we can use it for a marine biology example just the same. So all we do is we go up to raster and analysis again, and it's the first one, just hit aspect. Make sure again that your raster is in UTM. I showed you how to do that last lesson. And obviously we've only got the one layer, so our input layer is going to be this raster layer, and we've only got the one band, but make sure it is make sure it's band 1, and we don't have to do anything else. I'm just going to save it, so save to file, and I'm just going to select aspect, yes, and click run. And if you look at this, you can see that we've got a series of values running from 0 to 360. 0 obviously being north, going all the way around our compass back to 359.9, so virtually all the way around to 360. So we've got values facing right the way around. And we can already see that we've got, this actually sort of looks similar to a hillshade model, but you can see we've got these very defined lines running from northwest to southeast, which show directions of our slope. So what I'm going to do, just to illustrate this better, is I'm going to change our render type from single band grey to single band pseudo color. I'm going to change it to equal quantiles, just so we've got a similar amount in each one. And I'm going to hit apply. And what you'll see is we've got a lot of these orangey red bands, and that means that our slope is facing in a direction between 0 and 90 degrees, roughly. So that makes sense because as we approach from this direction, you can see we've got this slope here, so that would be about 45 degrees. So we've got all these slopes, and if say this was a bathymetric bottom rather than a terrestrial, then we want to make sure that we had transects which run perpendicular to these ridges here. So it can be really useful, especially in our survey design if we're working with software like Distance. And it's just something really useful, which again I don't think is really utilised that often in QGIS, and can be really helpful for us. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks, I'll see you in the next lesson.